What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking a look at one of the rarest submachine guns in the game. It's a weapon I get asked about an awful lot, so in this video today we're going to take a closer look at it, but also where you can get your hands on it. So if you want to find out more, be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now on a regular basis here on the channel, I get asked the question, what SMG is it that you're using? It's one that's very hard to get right now, but it is one that was very obtainable back in Season of the Worthy. In Season of the Worthy we had some amazing Seraph weapons, and the one that I'm using is from that set. Now the great thing about the Seraph weapons is, much like the Ikelos set, these can all generate Warmind cells, and this forms a fundamental build that I run almost all the time inside PvE. Now to create Warmind cells you simply need to defeat combatants, with a Warmind cell spawning after every 5th defeated enemy. Now it is possible to have other weapons like Xenophage also create Warmind cells by using a combination of Warmind cell mods, and we'll be covering all of those later in the video. As for the weapon itself, the key weapon that I get asked regularly about is the 7th Seraph VY7 submachine gun. Now this is my role, and we have fluted barrel, which greatly increases your handling speed and slightly increases your stability, and we have this alongside tactical mag. This slightly increases your stability further, increases your reload speed as well as slightly increasing your magazine size. Now as for the main two legendary traits, the first one is Ambitious Assassin. This overflows the magazine based on the number of rapid kills made before reloading, and the final perk is Dragonfly, where precision kills create a elemental damage explosion. Now the masterwork on this weapon is also stability, helping make this SMG one of the most stable submachine guns in the game. We also have a Dragonfly spec mod, and this helps to increase the radius and damage of the Dragonfly perk. Now this weapon looks very different to the standard 7th Seraph VY7. I have the Tyrant's Lash weapon ornament available on this. This was available back in Season of the Worthy as well, and hasn't been available ever since. As well as being asked what weapon am I using, I also get asked a lot about the shader, and the shader with this ornament is Vintage Timber, and it gives off this nice black, gold and white aesthetic. So that's a quick look at the weapon, but where do you get your hands on these Seraph weapons in Season 14? Well, in Season 14, all the Seraph weapons alongside the Ikelos weapons form part of the world loot pool. In previous seasons, you could use the Prismatic Recaster to focus Umbral engrams to aim specifically at certain weapons. Sadly, this only goes back as far as Season of the Chosen, so if you want to get your hands on any of the Seraph or Ikelos weapons, you'll need to target the world loot pool. Now to do this, you can either hand in gunsmith materials over at Banshee 44 in the tower, even purchase legendary engrams from Master Rahul. However, I highly recommend that you don't do that, or if you have any tokens left for Commander Zavala, hand in those Vanguard tokens for another chance at the world loot pool. Those sources aside, you can get them drop out in the wild, or by decrypting standard Umbral engrams. Now the thing about the world loot pool, the chances of items dropping is dependent on the season that they were made available in. So the world loot pool has a higher chance to drop newer weapons than some of the older weapons, and with Season of the Worthy being some of the oldest items inside the world loot pool, it makes the drop chance for these weapons even lower than any other weapon in the game. So that's what the weapon is. That's where you can get it right now in Season 14, but why is it so good, and why do I use the 7th Seraph submachine gun over the Ikelos submachine gun? Well, both of these can create Warmind cells, as you can see from the footage playing out in this video. However, due to some of the changes to recoil, specifically on PC and submachine guns as well, aggressive frame submachine guns have a bit more kick when compared to precision frame submachine guns. Now that is just one of the fundamental differences between the Seraph SMG and the Ikelos SMG. Now as this one is a precision frame, it has a much higher stability and aim assist stat when compared to the Ikelos weapon. Now stability matters more now on PC and console than it has done in previous seasons. Now it's important to remember that I have fluted barrel, tactical mag and a stability masterwork as well. So not only does this weapon have the highest stability stat in the archetype, it also has 3 individual perks that are offering additional stability or handling. And when you combine those two things together, this makes the 7th Seraph SMG one of the most stable submachine guns available in Destiny 2. So here we're looking at the stats of the Seraph SMG alongside Every Waking Moment, which is from the Moon, Borrow Time, which you get from Gambit, Shire's Wrath, which you can get from Trials of Osiris, and the other Ikelos SMG, which is also in the world loot pool. Now Borrowed Time and the Ikelos SMG are aggressive frame SMGs, which is why they have higher handling and reload speeds. But when you put those two stats aside, all the precision frames have more range and stability than their aggressive frame counterparts. Statistically, Shire's Seraph has the best stats across the board of any precision frame SMG, but what makes the Seraph VY7 stand out is the fact that it can also create Warmind cells. Now in a PvE environment, this is an absolutely top tier option, and as we said at the beginning of the video, when you combine this with other weapons and also some armor mods, you can create some incredibly strong Warmind cell builds, which not only can offer you extra protection, they can also increase your damage output, but also offer you the option to clear absolutely massive groups of combatants with very minimal effort. So with that being said, what mods do I use alongside the Seraph VY7 submachine gun? Well, the first one, an absolutely must on any Warmind cell build, is Global Reach, and this costs just 1 energy of any element, and for any Warmind cells you create, the effect and damage to targets is at a greater distance. So any Warmind cells that explode or provide debuffs to combatants will have a far greater reach out on the battlefield. So for the small cost of 1 energy, this is definitely a mod that you should be putting on your armor. And what you will see throughout this footage is that by exploding Warmind cells, they have a high chance of creating more Warmind cells. Now in order to achieve this, one of the mods you need to equip is called Rage of Rasputin. Now this adds additional solar damage to the explosions of Warmind cells that you destroy, and this will cost you 5 solar energy to equip. Now being able to create more Warmind cells off the explosions of the Warmind cells that you're creating puts you in a great rhythm to take advantage of any of the buffs or debuffs that the Warmind cells are applying. Now one of the buffs that I like to use is called Power of Rasputin. Now with this mod you gain a bonus to weapon damage against combatants that are near Warmind cells, and this will cost you 4 energy to equip. Now with the use of Global Reach, which is further increasing our range for Warmind cells, any combatants which are affected by Power of Rasputin will glow orange, meaning they're taking additional damage from any of your weapons output. Now Power of Rasputin stacks on top of any other buff or debuff inside Destiny 2, so it isn't going to be overwritten by things like Well of Radiance and Weapons of Light. And one of the final pieces of the puzzle is called Wrath of Rasputin, and this is where solar splash damage final blows have a chance to create Warmind cells. This costs just 1 solar energy to equip, and is the perfect partner to Rage of Rasputin, which is applying additional solar damage. Now it's a combination of these two mods that allow weapons like Xenophage to also create Warmind cells. So with the Seraph SMG you can create Warmind cells at close range, with something like the Xenophage you can create them at medium to long range. That's why I run the Succession Sniper Rifle, as you can quickly defeat Warmind cells either at close or long range with a single shot. It allows you to take large groups of ads out even whilst you're under pressure, giving you those moments to breathe out on the battlefield. It's a perfect combination and absolutely deadly in all PvE content. Now the final piece to the puzzle is Hammer of the Warmind. This is a brand new mod on this season's seasonal artifact, and this is where detonations from Warmind cells you destroy cause disruption, stunning combatants, delaying ability energy regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output. Now these are immensely strong against both Overload and Unstoppable champions, which is an absolutely top tier option when going into Grandmaster Nightfalls. So there we have it guys, a good look at what is probably the hardest SMG to get inside Destiny 2. It's a personal favourite of mine, an absolutely top tier choice when combined with a Warmind cell build. Now if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for further Destiny 2 content. I'm going to jump back into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.